Hello. Recognizing kindness from others. Did you ever feel out of balance and kind of wobbly and sort of unsure and feel a little bit like this and it's kind of moving? Let's come out of that fog, that unclarity, into a world of clarity and light. Let's do some meditation. Let's do some meditation concerning for others, not just always me, me, me. Let's do a meditation about receiving kindness from others. Not only from some, but from all others. So in this meditation, we're going to think of all living beings, particularly people, in three categories. Those we love, those we don't know, strangers, and those we don't like, so-called enemies, or those we're uncomfortable with. Now, when we meditate on the first group, and we'll do that for just several minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, we'll think of a particular person whom we feel very close to and love. And we'll try to feel that the kindness that they're giving us, that's not so difficult. And then we move on to the second group. And what we do with the second group is we think of not just one person, but we think of everybody who's a stranger, so-called neutral. And we try to reflect on the kindness that they show us. So normally we think, oh, they're strangers. We don't really know them. They don't show us any kindness. But if we think deeper about all the things that we need and use in our daily life, think about the cup of tea that you drank or the cup of coffee. And think of where it came from. So you bought it at the store, someone sold it to you, someone then had to bring it to the store in a big truck. And before that, someone had to assemble it or package it. Before that, they had to grow the coffee beans somewhere in Africa, somewhere in Asia. So they had to, get the ground ready. They had to prepare the ground with fertilizer. They had to water. And finally, they had to harvest the leaves. And then eventually they had to dry, process, package. And all those things take many, many people, and particularly the large equipment that's involved with many of that in terms of the transportation. It involves factories with many, many people. So all these are the so-called strangers. And they're bringing us our cup of tea, our clothing, the place we live, our transportation, our offices. Everything in our life is brought to us through the kindness of others. You may say, not intentionally, they were just working, doing their job. True. But if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be the recipient of everything we need, like food and shelter and clothing, to survive and to thrive. So in this way, we begin to see the kindness given to us by strangers. Then the third group, we do again for 2 to 3 minutes. We take somebody, a particular one person we have a lot of trouble with, so-called enemy. And we begin to think this way. I get angry, just like everybody gets angry. I get angry, you get angry. We all get angry sometimes, but we don't like it. So what can we do to get rid of that anger? We can read about it, watch a YouTube, but that won't reduce our anger. We can learn about it, but it won't reduce our anger. We have to be on the front lines. We have to be there when we're being provoked to get angry. And that's the situation we have where we can actually work with the anger and eventually get rid of it. And who is it that helps us to provoke that anger? It's the enemy. It's the one we don't like. It's the one we feel uncomfortable with. In that way, that person becomes a teacher. And we don't have to tell them. We can just, do the reframing ourselves. And so now, let's meditate together. We'll take 2 or 3 minutes on each of the 3 groups. The first group, you pick somebody, a person, whom you feel very close and love, and feel the kindness they're giving you. The second group, it's more of you're thinking about all the strangers, because we don't know any of them. and think how they are showing you kindness as a group. And then the third one, you pick one person who really pushes your buttons, makes you get upset, and to reframe that situation as them being a teacher to help you reduce and eventually eliminate your anger. Thank you.